Hey, what's going on everybody? Boilon here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about another event, and that's going to be the Back to Formula, which is the second main event of the month of November, and it's going to be the precursor event of the Green Goblin Trials, which suggests to me that Green Goblin's trial is not so far away. You know, we might be seeing that in the next week or so, and actually, you know what? It might be on that calendar, that monthly calendar that I haven't bothered to look at yet because I'm still on holidays. So let me know that in the comments down below if there is an actual date for it yet. If not, there probably will be on the blog post on Friday, which I'm sure we'll give out all the details for that as well. So if you're ready to go, everybody, then let's boil this down. Now, of course, we have to go back to the blog post from last Friday a little bit here, which talks about the Back to Formula event. So, you know, did you hear that Green Goblin Classic is landing soon? Prep for Gobby's arrival and take the next step in building the Mark II suit for Ironheart by scooping up the Got the Skills orb fragment from campaign nodes and utilizing power cores. Now, one thing that I really hate is events that... I guess you're getting points for spending power cores as well, but they're really just gouging you on the power core spending, and I have to bring that up. They've been doing that a lot lately, and it's been like more and more, I think, in the last, I want to say 2 months, that they've been really gouging. Like every goddamn single event has been spending power cores, and I don't remember it being that bad in the past, but things have been really bad as of late. But I digress. You know, things are basically going ahead that if you don't do well in Arena, you know, if you're not sitting around with, you know, I don't know, a nest egg of power cores like I would normally do, then, you know, you might run into some problems. But we'll talk about that with the event math anyway. So let's get back here. So basically, they talk about the the event a little bit because they talk about it with the orb. So they got the skills orb, which we'll be earning, you know, by spending campaign energy in the campaigns, and we're getting these orb fragments, which is not purchasable with power cores. Is available. What I really like is they've actually given us the ratio. And I think I might have mentioned this in the blog post, but receiving 4 fragments per 1 energy spent. So if you're spending like 100 energy or 120 energy, you're gonna get 480 orb fragments. So for the first time ever, they've actually given this information to us properly. So thank you, Community Manager Archangel, probably, for doing this. I've honestly requested this for so long. It is like the one piece of information that is always missing from events like this. So for better or for worse, you know, it seems like we have it now. I hope it carries through and we continue to get this kind of information. So what's good about this, though, is that the orb says it only contains new Avengers and Rebirth character shards. That being said, there's obviously some like really farmable characters in there, you know, like Fang, Agent Coulson, Cap, you know, and so on and so forth. But for better or for worse, you know, it should be okay. The side pillars, they've even included this, you know, because we don't have the orbs in game yet. The side pillars reward 1 shard each, but the center pillar rewards between 5 and 23 shards. So this orb is a big opportunity to raise character star levels. Don't forget that the Green Goblin Classic Trials features a one-time only leaderboard with exclusive rewards, so if you're looking to place high and to recruit and power up Gobby, you'll need to take on difficulty apply. So I want to put this as a caveat here. I know we're not here to talk about the Green Goblin Trials, but you can actually get a very high 5-star for doing difficulty 7. I'm just going to tell you that right now, that you probably don't need both of them, and I'm not building new Avengers, I'm only building Rebirth. I'm going to walk away with my 5-star Green Goblin. I'll be happy with that. So if you're someone who wants a 6-star plus, yeah, you might have to do this. But otherwise, if you're someone like me who's happy, you know, to do investment into Rebirth and walk away with a 5-star, then that's what you'll be able to do. Just trust me on that one, that's going to be the case. There's also going to be a web milestone that includes a war. So let's jump to this. Actually, let's jump to the chart first. I want to talk about the rewards that are in here before we get to the math and what we can kind of expect. So we will be able to get to the event item. Now, if you remember my video on the one that's ongoing right now, for me anyways, the patent pending, that we're not really expected to get much further than the event item. So the event item is here at Milestone 13 at 40,700 points. If you really pushed your core spending or your campaign energy coring, you might be able to get to Milestone 14, which is you know, has an Elite 6 orb. Big whoop at this point, right? We're getting like free Elite 7s essentially from opening Diamond Dawn orbs, which is pretty common and pretty easy to do. The rest of them, I'm honestly surprised that these are Whale Stones. 100 Nakia, 100 Firestar, Can't even get a 7 red star US agent. Like, I feel like we're being that's not even the right word. I was going to say condensed. We're just not able to get as many milestones as we were before. We're basically locked in at milestone 13. Sometimes we're able to get milestone 14. That's about it. And some people say this isn't a big deal, but I think it is. I think that it's a huge perception issue. There's a transparency issue in terms of like that before we used to be able to get to milestone 16 and 17. This was pretty common, and now we can't. And now we're only getting to milestone 13. I don't actually believe that we're getting more rewards than we were in the past. I think it's different. The rewards are different because the way that they're scaling it. Now we're getting orange and teal. Before, maybe there was like some purple stuff in there. Actually, there's advanced. No, advanced is... yeah, advanced is purple, actually. Superior is orange, and augmented is teal. So the way they've scaled the rewards are a little bit different. But I don't know if I would say that we're getting net more than we were in the past. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, let's start with the math. So this is a 7-day event. This will be going on for a little while, and actually, probably when this event goes live, I'll be back home in Canada by the time before this event finishes. So I'll be back to normal as far as my video making goes, basically next week. By next Wednesday, I should be back in town, and I should be back doing regular videos again. So, anyways, this event requires campaign energy spending, which is for the orb fragments, and then power cores directly, I guess, in this case, actually. And then war in terms of war credits earned. So this one's pretty easy, I think, though. We'll talk about that one. So the total milestone points is for 144,000. This is impossible. You're not going to get this, but the event item milestone is at 40,700. This is fine. Now, we don't really know the free claims, but I think I added the free claims in for the patent pending. It was about 2,000 for 4 days. It was 500 a day. Not that it matters now, but in terms of like what we could maybe expect for this, maybe we could include like 500 a day as well. Maybe we might get like 3,500. I mean, this is just a ballpark figure of something that we might get. My guess is we might get a mix of points and orb fragments. This has happened in past as well, but this will all add up anyways, I think, to for that too. So milestone points for the web. This is 5,000 points, but this requires earning 10,500 war credits. I believe I have... nope, I thought I had it anyways. It's not really that big of a deal. Is this one here, the Ruthless Ambition web milestone. And so war credits... Now, I don't know about you, but I typically would get about 5,000 just from like a win or a lose from my war, and then when you clear out rooms and stuff. So this is basically like two good wars worth of contribution. So it's a week-long thing. This shouldn't be hard for everyone to clear. Everyone should be able to get this, I think. So I'm including all of the points that you get from this. Also, you get 25,000 of the event currency for the month, which will be helpful or important really for that as well. Plus the 5,000 milestone points there. So that's important and easy to do. So we can include that in. Now, you get 4 points for every power core spent. This is quite a lot. So for the purposes of this video, we're expecting that you're going to spend 200 power cores at least on your campaign energy. So that's about 5,600 over the course of the event. So that's 200 daily. 200 times 4 is 800. So it's 800 points daily. Times 7 is going to equal to 5,600. So that's the kind of points that you would expect from that. If you spend more cores, let's say I don't know, maybe you open a Craven Orb when he eventually becomes as of recording, he's not available right now. But let's say that you open a Craven Orb, and then that's going to be way more, right? You're going to get like almost 3,000 points per character orb. So if you decide to do that, then that's fine. But otherwise, I would expect these kind of numbers on core spending. It is what it is if you want to spend a little bit more. Now, of course, your campaign energy per day is going to be roughly around 1,100 campaign energy. This is your free-to-play energy, your daily time-based energy, your free refreshes, your core refreshes, your web milestone, all of that, up to 1,108. So you times this by 4 because the 4-to-1 energy ratio that they've given us is going to be about 2 orbs a day or about 4,400 orb fragments. Now, over the course of 7 days, this is going to be about 31,000. Now, what I really hope is happening is that it doesn't matter which campaigns you're farming, right? In the past, they've messed around and they've given us different currency values depending on what you're farming. Now, for me personally, I'm farming Nexus Hard Mode, and I'm sure you guys are too. I'm farming the Gold Orb Fragment nodes still, so Kid Loki 6, Chapter 4, Chapter 2, and then when I'm done with that, I usually go into Heroes, farm the Morbius node, farm the Anti-Venom node, farm the Echo node, and then, I don't know, sometimes I come back and I farm Union Jack. I think I still have him to do, yeah. Okay, so That's usually my farming daily, and I hope that, you know, when I do this, that I don't actually get penalized depending on what nodes that I want to farm. But for better or for worse, I'm going to believe them until we see it otherwise. So you add up all these things together, the 31,000 plus the 5,600 plus the 5,000 from the web plus now I'm going to assume it's going to be around this number. I'm just ballparking this. I'm making an estimation. We can add that in, plus 3,500. You're going to get a reasonable total of 45,000. Now, this does not include the free claim. Actually, in this case, it does. So it wasn't including the free claim before. Ignore this for right now. But we don't know for sure if that's how much it's going to be. So anyways, 45,000, where's that going to get you on the milestone? I should still have it up here. That's just shy of milestone 14, actually, in fact. So with the free claim, it might become possible. But you might not need this. It might not be that big of a deal anyways, because it's like 25 augmented tachyon conductors and nanites. I believe those are G16 minis. I think these might be G17 minis, but I think these are just 16. And then one Elite 6 orb, which is not really a big deal. So I'm really shocked that they're kind of locking a lot of this stuff behind whale stones, because they're not even that good rewards. Now, finally, before we end the video, I do want to talk about how there is a leaderboard. So depending on where you place, if you place in the top 2%, you're getting basically Armory 17 orbs, and you're not even getting Armory 18 orbs anymore. They used to kind of do that. And some dark promo credits. I zoomed in too far. There's also blue 5 ions here for 1 to 2% as well. If you still need blue 5 ions, if you're still chasing the big boy apocalypse. However, they're starting to give Diamond Dawn orb fragments in the leaderboard if you're in the actual rankings. So if you're in the top 500, you're going to be getting 1. It's almost nothing. It's actually pretty pathetic. They're giving you 1 Diamond Dawn orb fragment, and even the top 1 to 20 are only getting 3. I feel like, I don't know, are Krakens spending on these leaderboards to get like 3 Diamond Dawn orb fragments? It feels like nothing. Like, it feels really light. Like, I would just rather wait free to play. And I did that video. You guys might have saw my video on diamonds, talking about them, and I don't think it's making a significant impact that I actually like. I don't have FOMO over diamond orbs. At least I don't, anyways. So it doesn't really make a big deal for me. But anyways, that's the end of the video. So the TLDR, after watching all that, we'll get the event item, but you basically need to follow, my instructions to the T. If you don't do that, you're not going to get the event item. Otherwise, you're going to have to spend a little bit more power cores to make up for that, essentially. So it's not very hard, once again, but I feel like they're not being very generous with the rewards, I want to say, for the events. The events have kind of been a little bit lackluster over the last month or so, honestly, and we haven't been getting as much stuff, in my opinion, as we used to in the past. But that's just me. That's the end of the video, everyone, and until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.